Hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. I have talked a lot about advanced prepping. So you might wonder what happened when it comes down to the end of the prepping period. What are you going to do with whatever ingredients that you might still have in the refrigerator? To me, that is actually a great time for me to be creative because I know what I have and I now just have to use whatever that is left. It turned out that this is time that I can improvise. I can start to come up with things that I might never have done before. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate what I do when I have whatever I have in the refrigerator. I use it to create a fried rice. It is a broccoli mushroom fried rice topped with shrimp. Okay, so let us get into the kitchen and start cooking. In cooking this fried rice, I try to use as little cooking oil as I possibly could. I put approximately 1 tablespoon, just enough to cover the bottom of the wok. As I said earlier, this is a time for cleaning out the refrigerator. And I found quite a few different containers of rice that I have left over the last week or so. Actually, it's a good way to use this rice because some of them are getting pretty dry. I'm using something known as a hamburger meat chopper to break up the fried rice. You might recognize this. People use this to break up hamburger meats, say for example when they make a chili. It turned out that it is very efficient to break up fried rice in compared to, say, a wok spatula. And now I'm going to switch to my wok spatula to break up the rice even further. And next, I'm going to push the rice to the peripheral and make some space in the center of the wok. I'm going to use that as a little frying pan in the middle of the wok by adding some oil to fry some eggs. For this dish, I'm going to add 3 eggs to the center of the wok. I find this is an efficient way to fry the eggs rather than fry them separately. Egg is a traditional ingredient in fried rice, particularly the fried rice of Chinese style. Fried rice in other cuisine traditions often exclude the egg, particularly if you want a vegetarian fried rice. Personally, I can go with or without eggs in the fried rice. However, adding eggs to the fried rice provide a good source of protein. Personally, one of the favorite ingredients I like to add to the fried rice is sweet corn. I always have some sweet corn on hand for this purpose, and I took it directly out of the freezer and added to the fried rice. When I looked in the refrigerator, I found some diced tomatoes that was left behind yesterday from a burrito dinner. This is a good reason that fried rice is known as a good mock-up meal because you can add almost anything that you want. The first thing I'm going to season this fried rice is that I'm going to add some salt. Followed by that, I'm going to add some of my basic seasoning mix. You can take a look at this video and to learn what are the components that is in this seasoning mix. It is a mild seasoning mix. It's intended to enhance the natural flavor of the ingredients rather than to overwhelm them. At this point, I did a taste test and I was pretty happy with it. There's a lot of rice in the wok. And this is the reason that why a 14-inch wok is essential. Since the wok is scalable, you can cook small amount as well. However, if you get a 12-inch wok, you will not be able to cook this quantity. Also, having a wok spatula is critical because it has much greater turning power. I garnish the fried rice with scallion. I add them toward the end because I don't want to overcook them. This fried rice dish takes about 8 minutes to cook. I season this fried rice very lightly, but you could season it much heavier by using, say, soy sauce or oyster sauce or a combination of both. Fried rice usually considered to be a side dish, but by adding additional ingredients on top of the fried rice, I can make it into a whole meal. I covered it and set it aside, and I'm now ready to cook the broccoli and mushroom. And by cooking them separately, I would have better control of the texture of the vegetables. The broccoli absorbs oil readily. As you can see that the bottom of the wok is completely devoid of oil. Instead of adding more oil, I'm going to try a new technique, which I call it water frying. I'm going to add a little bit of water at a time. As you can tell, as soon as I add the water, it starts to form beads. The goal is to maintain the temperature of the wok so the Maillard reaction can take place. But instead of adding oil, I'm adding a little bit water at a time to prevent the broccoli from getting burned. I learned about this water frying technique recently, and I thought this would be a good way for me to reduce the amount of oil consumption. And now the broccoli looks almost half done. And next is I'm going to add portobello mushroom. A portobello mushroom is also very hungry for oil. So normally I would add oil. Instead of adding oil, I'm going to add some more water. Again, you notice that the bottom of the wok is completely devoid of oil. And when the water enters to the wok, it forms beads again, suggests that the temperature is still very high. The intention of this approach is to keep the wok temperature to be high enough for the Maillard reaction without burning the food ingredients. In many ways, this is somewhere between stir frying and steaming. As I think it's almost ready, I start to add a little bit more water to begin the steaming process. Next, I check out the texture of the vegetable and make sure that they are done to what I would like them to be. I'm pretty happy. Next, I'm going to season the dish with first some oyster sauce and followed by some hoisin sauce. I know that this method is going to be slightly different from using more oil. I'm not sure I'm going to like this flavor less or more, but for sure that it is healthier because it uses less oil. I then lay the broccoli and the mushroom over the top of the fried rice. By cooking the broccoli and the mushroom separately, I'm able to better control of the texture of these ingredients. Besides, if I want to cook them together with the fried rice, I definitely have to cut them smaller. Using this approach, I could make the fried rice into a meal. Next, I'm going to cook some shrimp to go on top of it, since both my wife and I love shrimp. I wash the wok and I'm ready to go again. I coat the shrimp with cornstarch to give it a very light breading. The Cucina 14-inch stainless steel wok, often known as a wok pan because it has a larger flat surface, so that I could use it as a small frying pan. This allowed me to make the wok multifunctional. The method I use to cook the shrimp is known as shallow frying. I will fry one side of the shrimp first and then I turn them over. Another shrimp is done. I transfer them on top of the vegetables and the fried rice. Finally, I garnish the dish with some hoisin sauce. So I have transformed a ordinary fried rice into a very nice dinner. So let's take a look at the calorie contents as well as the nutritional value of this dish. As expected, most of the calorie in dish come from the rice, which is amount to 740 calories in 20 ounces. And then for 3 eggs, there is 210 calories. Next comes 4 ounces of shrimp, which contribute to 112 calories. And then the calorie of the 3 vegetables comes to 207 calories. The rest of the calories come from the cooking oil and the sauces. So therefore, the total calorie of this dish is 1,421 calories. And I ate about 1/3 of it, which is equal to 473 calories. I think I really have stuffed myself with this fried rice because at the end, I feel very, very full. When I use my fast cooking system with flavor chasing, advanced peppering, stir frying, and template-based cooking, I could create many different types of dishes on the fly. And one great advantage of my fast cooking system is that you could make adjustments very quickly based on what you have available to you. This fried rice dish is a great example because I took what I have and I know what kind of flavor that I'm looking for. I create a dish that I truly enjoy. The bad thing is that I forgot about you should stop when you're 80% full. I think I went all the way to 110%. So I clearly believe that advanced prepping is the key. Because by having all the ingredients right in front of you, you will be able to come up with something that is interesting and innovative. Personally, I find that advanced prepping is the driving force for my creativity in cooking. I believe that you will feel the same. If you have not started advanced prepping, I strongly encourage you to do so. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you next time.